YouTube, what's good? Welcome to another episode of New York Prison Talks. I thank everybody that comes to my channel. If y'all new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and like the video if you like it. I like to give information out. I like to send messages and help people that's probably that about to get locked up, or family members that's incarcerated right now that probably could give them advice. But I just wanted to talk about I like to talk about a lot of gang banging topics because I feel like that's a big topic in prison. That's one of the biggest things. A lot of things that's basically everything that goes on is gang banging in prison. But it all stimulates from being out here in the streets. And lately it's been a lot of rappers and people getting shot and killed lately, and from gang banging, just off of gang banging. They just living that lifestyle. They get money and they want to start gang banging, pushing more drugs out, and start just doing everything more. They names start going out there, and 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 that's not good when you gang banging and you getting money. That's two no goes, because like once your name start getting out there and people know you got money, people's gonna be after you. People's gonna be on you more, paying attention to you more. And it's like if you like the gang bang, just know that you could get locked up with that. Just know that eventually you're gonna get locked up for some type of gang banging activity. You might get caught up in a whole indictment. I just seen a lot of dudes get caught up in indictments. A lot of dudes in the Bronx, a lot of dudes from Brooklyn that I've been up top with, talking about they whole block got indicted. And I'll be like, wow, they grabbed everybody from your building in the whole block just because they wanted to gang bang. And everybody, and all of them got time. It's like, just know if you like to gang bang, whether if you blood, Crip, Latin King, Three Ball, it doesn't matter what gang you are. Especially out here. They have, nowadays, they got all these type of new gangs out here. I'm feeling old because they got all these type of new gangs out here. They just be making up stuff. And it's like, it doesn't matter. That's gang banging. Just know that if you like to do that type of activities, when you go to prison, it's worse. When you go to jail, it's worse. Because, out here, you got more freedom. You could gangbang out here, but you could also be somebody that might not be a gangbanger. You could, to other people. Just know in prison and jail, smaller environment, populated, and people know who you are because they seeing you every single day. The same faces is seeing you every single day. Just know that if you like the gangbang, it's a whole lot of consequences with that in prison. Just know that you always gonna be having the one to fight people. You always gonna be having the one to stab people. You always gonna want to have to be having to watch your back because other people might be trying to get at you. You don't know what's could be going on. The same nigga that might be in your set could be having problems and could have just got into a whole situation an hour ago. And when you pop out your cell, you might not even know what's going on. But everybody else might, all the other, or the ops might know what's going on, and they pop on you first because you gangbanging and you guilty by association. Y'all in the same set, y'all in the same clique. Just know that every time you step out your cell, whether you gangbanging or not, but more likely if you gangbanging, because you automatically gonna have attracted some type of beef with another gang or something. It just happens like that. Even if you blood, you be fighting your own other sets. So just know that if you gangbanging, especially in the maximum prisons, they don't that's like the difference between the max and the mediums is them dudes in the maximum jails, they not going home anytime soon. Anytime soon. They don't care. A lot of them got at least 10 years. 20 years. A lot of them is 18, 19, having 20 years on their head. And they didn't even turn 20 yet, and they got to do 20 years in prison. So before they even go home, they're going to say that they did more time in prison than on the streets. And I know a lot of old heads like that. I know a lot of old heads in jail right now to this day that got 30, 40 years in and only been on the streets for 20, 15 years. Because they gang bang when they was young. They ended up murdering somebody because they gang bang. That's not cool. If you like to gangbang, just know that you could murder somebody. Somebody could murder you, your family, anybody in your circle. That happens, you might feel some type of way and might want to body them. And now look, you might get caught with that, and now you going to prison with 25 years on your head. And then you're gonna gangbang even harder now because you ain't got no choice and you really don't care. At that point, once you, because I would look at it like that too. If I knew if I had 20, 25 years to life, I might as well just gangbang even harder. I might as well, right? Just come the big homie and shit, right? Because you wanted to kill somebody off of gangbanging. And now you gotta live a harder life than you was in the streets. You don't think big homies get shot up top? Big homies get shot up top. I done seen a lot of big homies get shot. A lot. They get shot. That's how it all be starting. A lot of wars be happening because the big homie be getting shot. That's a fact. A lot of wars be starting like that. They shot the big homie, now they gonna shoot his big homie. And then it just be all the big homies be getting shot. Just that's not cool. I'm telling you. Walking around with cuts on your face, walking around every day with a weapon on you, trying not to get caught by the COs having it on you, and just knowing that every time you step out your cell, you gotta make sure you strapped and ready for war every single day for years, might be for the rest of your life. Think about that. Think about for all the people that like the gangbang, man, because that's not cool. It's seriously not cool. It's like you step out your cell, just know a situation is gonna happen. I'm keep repeating it in different ways so people can understand how serious it gets. It gets serious. Just know that if you like the gangbang, just know you're gonna be in and out of the box. Facts. Just know you're gonna be in and out of the box. Just know that every time you go to the box and you might have a cell bunkie, you gotta worry about what type of bunkie he might be. You gotta worry about if he a ops or not. Because I done seen a lot of that happen in upstate box. A lot of Crips be walking into the blood cells and it just be popping. It just be off the rip. Because I'm telling you, a lot of Crips be in the box. And they be getting the bloods. They be getting the bloods. In the box, they be getting the bloods. In them cells, soon when them COs close them doors, yeah, I be hearing it. I heard it a few times, but bloods begin. It's like back and forth. Depends on who you are. You can fight or not. You know, you like the gangbang. But just know that it's a lot of problems. Just know it's a lot of problems. It's always watching your back every day consistently. That's prison, period. But it's just 10 times worse when you know you in a gang. And you know you got to live that lifestyle. Y'all like to listen to all the music out here. I listen to that rap music too, but like, I don't be using it in ways that's gonna make me want to do stuff to people and stuff, like, because that's what a lot of dudes, a lot of y'all 16, 17-year-olds like. Y'all get gassed up off the music. You get gassed up off the music and live that lifestyle for real, and then shoot somebody, and now you calling your parents and telling them you just shot somebody, you murdered somebody, and now you might not ever come home. Or you don't know when the next time you coming home. And then now you got to be dealing with all type of fucking problems in prison. You got to be dealing with phone calls. You got to be dealing with visits. You got to just be dealing with letters. You got to be dealing with relationships. You got to be dealing with all type of people in prison. Sex offenders, people that just like to bully people, people that like to extort people, gay people, dudes all day long. You barely seeing females in prison. You barely seeing females in prison. So if you want to live that lifestyle and you want to be gangbanging, just know you just going to be around a whole bunch of dudes after that. It's no more you messing with that chick, you hitting her, you having sex. It's none of that. Just know that you going to be looking at dick and balls all the time. Just know that every time you take a shower, it's not going to be by yourself, depending on what jail you in, especially the maxes. You ain't taking a shower by yourself in the maxes. Depends. Maybe Comstock, and they got showers on the inside, but bathhouses, they be having a lot of bathhouses. You taking showers with 30, 40 other people in boxes on. Some people like to get naked. Some old heads like to get naked. It's like, that's the type of stuff you're going to be dealing with for the rest of your life because you clap somebody in the streets, you got caught with guns, you got caught with drugs, or you just got caught with a whole bunch of list of stuff that you in an indictment, and now because off that gang banging stuff, it's gonna cost you more problems, and you're gonna live a hard life. And you got no choice but want to live that life. And it's going to be hard for you to try to fall back, get out that gang activity. Why? Because you don't know nothing else but to do that shit. I just seen dudes catch new charges right before they go home. That's the worst. Imagine you having 2 months to go home and you catch a whole new charge because you gang bang. Imagine that. Imagine because you was so greedy and thirsty and you telling everybody you going home, that the dude that you telling that to might be the one that's going to cut you right before you go home. Imagine that. I seen that happen mad times. I seen that happen with a lot of Bloods. They get lined up with their own set and they get shot by their own mans right before they go home because they did some dumbass shit. Or you think you big bully and you mad tough and you wanted to act mad tough before you go home and you just feel like, yo, fuck it, I'm about to go home, it doesn't matter. Let me go shoot him. I'm gonna get away with it. And now you didn't get away with it. Or you try to get away with it, and you shot him, but the person you shot is on you now, and now y'all fighting, and you get caught with the hammer now, with the COs. And now you got a whole nother charge. And you thought you was going home. I done seen dudes have a release date. And I seen dudes stay on that release date because they gang bang. That happens all the time. You want to go and do that dumb stuff, that's what happens. You got to watch it back. And then you got to try to worry about going home once you gang banging. Because you could be one of those dudes that be good your whole bid. And then something happens to you your last year, your last few months off of gangbanging. Everybody that's gangbanging, just think about that. I'm just sending messages right now because it's getting, a lot of people has been getting hurt out here. A lot of people's dying and been getting shot. And I'm just saying, if you like the gangbang, just think about a lot of time you might have to do of watching your back consistently. You wanting to have to stab people. People going to want to have to stab you. People you going to have to be taking showers with other dudes. You going to always be having to write letters. Always going to be having to ask your peoples and family and stuff for stuff. Always going to be having to ask the COs for permission. Always going to be having to sign up for everywhere you have to go. Always gonna have to be filling out like sick call slips and requesting stuff for stuff you need. Just know that if you go to jail, you ain't gonna be getting no good medical coverage. They don't be caring about you in medical. You might not ever go to the dentist. You might not ever go and get the Advils or get that surgery that you needed. I didn't see dudes catch lawsuits because they couldn't get the surgeries and stuff like that. Or for medical. It's like, there's a lot of problems in prison. Just know that if you have medical problems and you go to prison, you better hope that you try to get healthy. Just try to get healthy on your own. Just know that. Just know that because you get lost up in the system. They don't care about you once you locked up. The nurses act like they care about you. They don't. They deal with the whole bunch of dudes. They act like they don't. Just know you're going to be around a whole bunch of crazy people. Crazy people, like mentally ill people. A whole bunch of that. That's in behavioral health units and mental health units. That get escorted by staff all the time. You're going to be seeing a lot of that in the maxes. You're going to be seeing a whole lot of people just always getting escorted. You just gonna always feel like you just feel down and sad and you just want to hurt somebody every single day in prison. That's how you feel. You just want to hurt somebody because of all the stuff you see. Just know that every time you want to go to rec, it might not be rec. Just know you might want to go to rec and you might think you might get 2-3 hours of rec. That rec might be a half an hour long. Just know that if you want to be gangbanging and you go to a max, just know that your mans and them probably just got it on and just messed it up for the whole jail. And now y'all on lockdown and no rec for a whole week. Word. Because a riot just happened. or it's just been too many red dots every single day, consistently red dots. Meaning the police keep pushing the buttons on the radios, and because somebody's fighting and something going on where the police got to come through, and the mass COs got to come through and break whatever the situation going on. And let that happen. A lot of times in the day, they're going to slow everything down and make everything more secure and make everything strict. And they might pop out one house at a time, one block at a time. That block might get a half an hour of being out for the mess hall. Imagine them just running a whole, about 5,000 inmates that gotta go to breakfast. And that might take 4 hours long because they made it strict and secure. They made it strict and secure because every time somebody comes out their cell, somebody is popping on somebody else. Every time somebody's coming out their cell, the COs got to worry about if it's going to be a blood spill or not because somebody just got cut. Every time the COs be scared themselves. This is why they should make it strict, because they got to worry about people. The inmates that be getting cutting people, some of them don't be in their right mind at the time. And because they might cut the person and that person might be fighting them. And now they fighting and they trying to cut them, still trying to cut. And now the COs is breaking up. And then the COs is breaking it up. The COs got their sticks when they breaking it up though. And they got their pepper spray. They be scared to get into the mix. They might spray them real quick and then hit them with something. But they be scared. And you got some inmates that be scared at the moment too. For all the things that's going on, it might just cut the CO now. Because he just cut the dude he just cut. And he's fighting him. He already know he got mad time. He already know he about to get his ass whooped by police. So he might just cut the police. That's the type of stuff that happens. And now a CO just got cut. CO get cut, it's just gonna be just mad lockdowns. It's just gonna be all type of things just gonna go on. It's just gonna be just, it's you barely gonna be having rec. You barely gonna be coming out your cell or going to programs. It's just gonna be a whole lot of that because of people gangbanging. That's the life people gotta live the whole time while they in prison, while they gangbanging. Because they mans just got it on with somebody else. You just got it on with somebody. Now it's just a whole bunch of gangs just fighting and shit. You going to the next jail. You got to worry about beef. The new beef that you just entered with your mans and them at that next jail now. With your set that they dealing with. Now you entered that new jail. That's your problem now with that set. They might be beefing with Kings at the time or some shit. I'm just making shit up. But that's going to be your problems now added on. In every facility you go to, every spot you go to, every time you make a phone call, you got to tell your people you just got in the door or you write a letter, you got to tell them why you in a box. All of that. A lot of that be happening all the time. I did 7 months in the box, only time I did that. That 7 months was the worst. I never wanted to do that time ever again in the box. Never wanted to go to the box ever again. I don't see how dudes could just go to the box like it's just like regular shit. Dudes just be going to the box and just staying in the box like it's normal. You lose your mind in the box. You really do. You start talking to yourself. You start going crazy. Especially if you don't have a bunkie. If you don't have a bunkie, it could be worse. If you don't have a bunkie, you might be talking to the dude next to you. Y'all might be knocking on the door, checking up on each other. It be like that. It really be like that. You might be knocking on the door. You know your cell neighbor. You knock on his door like, yo, bro, you good? Yeah, all right. Just checking up, bro. Because dudes be going crazy in his cell. And his COs don't care, and there's nobody to talk to. You talk to mental health, they not around all the time. You try to talk to mental health, they gonna be thinking you really, really crazy, like you're suicidal, and then they're gonna try to put you in a turtle suit and just be on watch and stuff like that. So it's like dudes gotta communicate with each other, cause that's the only type of we next to each other 24/7. If you in a box, you just talking to your cell neighbor all the time, so you checking up on him. And I don't know how dudes could just be in a box just like that, just feeling like that. Always writing letters and calling your family every 30 days if you could get that phone call. That's what I'm saying. Like, if It's not gonna take. You're gonna have to. A lot of people gonna have to experience to understand that. If you gangbanging, you like I could just send out and say all of this stuff I'm saying right now, but people gonna have to realize that it's gonna have to happen for people to understand that, and then they're gonna be like, yo, oh, dude wasn't lying about the stuff he was saying. I experienced all of this. I wasn't gangbanging, but I know and I seen the lifestyle of gangbangers for years. I was in that environment, so I know how it goes. I know how it goes just being neutral and watching all the gangbangers go at it at war and just making stuff worse for dudes in prison. Because that's what happened. That's why a lot of things be bad in prison, because of the gangbanging. It's just the gang activities. It be dangerous. The maxes is worse than the mediums. It's way worse. I'm telling you, it's just a different lifestyle of people not caring. People knowing that they're not going home. The mediums, people got like up to 7 years in the mediums. So a lot of dudes in the mediums, young, 1.5, 3 years, 5 years. You see a lot of people with like 2, 3, 4 years in the mediums. The maxes, everybody got like at least 5 years, at least 6, 7, 10, 12. I've seen 99 of life. I seen all type of dude. I seen dude that had like 500 years. He just got hit with 25. He was piecing his shit. I'm like, boy, how much bodies you caught? It was like, that's all for gangbanging. I didn't see dudes really think they still gonna go home. I feel sorry for a few dudes to this day that I know that they feel like they gonna go home and they not going home. Like, that shit is real. You got dudes to this day that's in their cell might be telling a youngin', or when I was locked up and they was telling me, and they was asking me when I go home, I'll be scared to want to tell them because it was too short compared to their time. And I tell them I got a few years left, and they be cool with it. And they tell me how much they got. Yeah, I got late, but I got to appeal. And I respect it. They appealing it. They doing. You got some dudes that really thinking they got a release date though, and they really going home. And I be really feeling sorry for them, because they did all that stuff when they was young, and they gangbang, killed somebody, did some dumb stuff, and now they might be thinking they going home, and that's not true. They already got 40 years in, and to this day, they might still be thinking they going home. And I like really feel sorry for those type of people. It's like you lose your mind going to prison. The mindset gets worse going to prison, going to jail, because the constant thinking of always watching your back is going to be just clicked in after a few days, after a few seconds, after all of that. Because just the experience of you going from the streets to jail is just going to be a whole complete mindset and flip. And you're just going to wake up in reality and you're just going to be like, oh, I'm in prison. I got to like watch my back, or you got to move a certain way. It's going to happen. It's going to click in. It clicks in. So, y'all like the gangbang, just know that it's going to be a whole lifestyle with that. Everybody that comes to my YouTube channel, please hit the like button. If y'all like the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I thank y'all. Please come into my YouTube. Thank y'all once again.